What's up, everyone? This is the Roommate Investor back with another video. Today we're going to talk about why I never buy new homes, why I believe you shouldn't either. We're also going to talk about the benefits that a new home can provide, and if you do choose to invest in a new home, the method that I would use to do so. Of course, a new home has a lot of benefits. Everything is new. You have the fresh home smell. You have your curb appeal, and you just have your overall satisfaction of having a new home, knowing that you're the first person to live in that home, and knowing that you're not going to have any issues with this home for a while, for the most part. These are all great things when buying a new home, and if this is maybe your forever home and you're not really looking to invest, this could be a good option. But remember, the number one rule in real estate and life is the easier something is, meaning the less work that you have to put into whatever project or things that you have going on, the less reward you're going to get. Buying a new home, there's no potential. You've already done everything. The work has already been done. You don't have to go seeking a fixer-upper, network with wholesalers, find a lot, find contractors, basically everything involved in investing with real estate. You were able to skip all of those things, and you're going to pay a price for that. The number one price that you're paying for that is that you're already buying the house at its peak potential. You're not walking in with instant equity in the home. And the only way for you to build that equity is by making a mortgage payment, which is the slowest way to gain wealth and momentum in real estate. The alternative to buying a new home, or the best way to get started or buy a home, is really you want to buy something where you have potential for growth and you're not buying it at its peak value. You want to buy something where you can put some work into and grow the value through forced equity by making the home look better than what it did once you originally bought it. And now there's a gap into what you actually paid for and put into the house and what the home is actually worth. Now you have something what we like to call built-in equity, and now in the future you'll be able to tap into that equity to pull cash out of your home to eventually do more things in real estate essentially. Now, if you were to buy a new home, I would encourage you to do one of two things, or both, depending where you're at in life. Number one, I would encourage you to buy the land, learn the ins and outs of real estate beforehand, and be your own builder. By being your own builder, you're able to cut down the markup price that the builder is charging you to build the home. By doing this, you're still able to have some built-in equity because that 30% upcharge or 25% depending on your area is no longer there. So now you do have some built-in equity by eliminating the markup cost that the builder is going to charge you. Now doing this, you definitely need some experience. You don't necessarily want to do this as your first or second real estate experience, although you can and people have. But to be realistic, you really do want some experience in rehabs, remodels, reflips, dealing with the city, dealing with the contractors, and things like that. By doing this, you can definitely get yourself into a tricky mess very fast. So you want to make sure that you have that knowledge base. Also, by locating your own plot of land independent of, say, a community, you're also cutting out that extra cost that it would if, say, you were to buy into a community where they're building a bunch of homes. They're marking up the prices of the land in these areas, but if you found your own piece of land independently through realtor or other resources, now you're just building on your land in a neighborhood that you found where it's not necessarily the builders haven't came in, marked up the prices of the land due to the community development. Number two, once you do buy that new construction home, or you chose to build your house through a builder, the best way to mitigate some of these opportunities that you missed out on is by finding a way to make money off of that new construction home. With the home being new, it should be appealing to most people in your area, which will give you the potential to either have a mother-in-law suite, have some type of additional dwelling unit in the back of the home, or an ADU that you can Airbnb or rent out, or by putting roommates or travel nurses in your home as roommates and things of this nature. By doing this, one, it's going to be really appealing to people because it is brand new, so everything is fresh and ready to go. But also, you're cutting your losses by having someone to cover your mortgage payment, which will allow you to save your extra money in the long term, depending upon how you do this. Or you can find a new building that already has separation within the building in case you don't want roommates, or already has an ADU in the back, or maybe a garage with the opportunity to create. So even if you do buy a new construction, at least you're not completely losing out if you follow this method.